Hello YouTube, this is Silver Age Dave. I am here today to do a support video for CWoodard19. CWoodard is celebrating 100 sub. He's doing a appreciation contest. He's at 144 today. The rules are fairly simple. 18 sub, US residents. He wants you to comment on his main video, which I'll put a link to, and he wants you to link your video to that comment so he knows you're in there. He wants to hear about 5 underrated artists. His contest does end on May 5th, which today is the 4th. I'm hoping to put this out today, and so you have very little time. But he's a great YouTuber, very active in the community. You see him on different live shows and auctions, and he's always got positive things to say. So really great YouTuber. This is his thing here. So he's got a subscriber update that he just put out a couple days ago, and then if you scroll back on his videos page, he has his contest video, which is right here, and he's got all the rules, and he's got all the stuff. There's CWoodard. Look at the grip on that guy. He's palming comic books like basketballs. It's really incredible. He does that all the time. Very cool. If I ever put together a basketball team, CWoodard, you're going to be on it. Anyway, that's the thing. So this is a contest. It's easy enough, and I have really struggled with it. I wanted to do a video earlier than this, but I've had trouble connecting the dots on it. So anyway, so I'm picking out just some general stuff to talk about. One artist that I want to talk about, who's not by any means obscure, and he's a little older time, is Rich Buckler. He actually just died last year. He was most well known for 70s Fantastic Four. This is a giant size that he had art credit on right here, and I thought, he did a great job. I always enjoyed, I was of course a kid of the 70s. That was my heyday for buying and reading comic books as really a kid, when you're, starstruck and awestruck, and you believe in all the great things like superheroes. And I don't want to spoiler alert any kids that are watching this, but there's some other stuff when you're that age you believe in that's just a beautiful part of life. So he was known for that. Another book that he was well known for, I'll jump over here, is actually this is one of his, Superman Shazam C58. He's credited as the artist on that, so terrific issue to have. So we'll put that back up here on the wall. He worked, as a lot of the guys, he worked for Marvel and DC, and so a lot of these guys got around. He did some All-Star Squadron, and he was actually the creator of Deathlock. And so that's one of the things he's well known for. Okay, which then we're going to transition to another guy, which is Arvell Jones. And I want to, hang on a second here. I want to go over here. Okay, so this is Mr. Arvell Jones, okay? And a lot of people may have seen, I think Kirkman did a story on him, and his brother, Desmond. They were from Detroit, and they were very active with Milestone Media. So really cutting edge at the time. And, when you look at his art credits, he doesn't, I don't know, he just didn't get it, but he was credited as being assisting in the art on this issue, which is Thor 228. And, it's a beautiful issue. However, when you open this, to the splash page, you go here to the credits, and you see, okay, Rich Buckler, who we just talked about, and and all the stuff, and you're like, oh wait, where's Arvell? Where is he at? So then you come down here, and at the time this was probably nice, but it says, note for nitpickers: to help meet the deadline before he dashed off to the Caribbean for a well-earned vacation, 2 buddies named Arvell Jones and Keith Pollard stepped in to help out. If you can figure out what panels they did, you're way ahead of us, Roy. Okay, so when you read that, you think to yourself, well, that's a fine thank you. We don't even know what the guy contributed. It would have been nice. And I went through, and, you know, I'm going through this book, and I'm trying to figure out, well, what panels were his and what panels were Keith's, and you really can't tell. And so when you look at Arvell, there's a list of his work in here, and there's a lot of assisting that goes on, and a lot of that stuff is uncredited. Well, this one, Thor 228, which is from, when's it from? October of '74. It was his first credited work, and he had been at it for a while at that point. And so he had some other things. You can look him up. I think following his career is worth a look. Let me get rid of this because I'm having some blurriness problems here. So anyway, so we talked about Arvell, we talked about Rich, and then I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to do a couple old-time guys who aren't obscure. This is Phantom Stranger #1, Bill Draught, cover and art. You know, anyone who's into the older stuff, Phantom Stranger was a really cool series, you know, a good book to read, but not, you know, the most well-known name for art. So we're going to throw that one out there. And certainly any of these guys, I was hoping to have, like, I'd internet this stuff and give you a list of credits, but I just can't quite get there. So we're going to do it this way. Now this one, the Spectre, this was Murphy Anderson cover and art. This is a Spectre #1. Certainly not the first appearance of the Spectre. That is an old-time character, and but the artwork is beautiful. Any of the Spectre comics, I was always a big fan of them. Okay, and so that's another one. And then for my fifth one, I'm just going easy. Last week, I haven't done a video in a week or so. Really, it's been 2 weeks since I made one, even though I was putting them up. So I want to go back to Tony Moore because some people don't know who Tony Moore is. I think he's a little underrated. I loved the whimsical nature of these early Walking Dead covers. So I just grabbed a few of them. I happen to have CG Seed, and I thought I would just go through them, and that's going to be Tony Moore. This one I did show last week, so I won't dwell on it. That was the first Carl cover. All right, so we've got that one. We've got, what's this? This is #5. It was kind of cool. One of my favorite covers I can't find, which is #9. It's just misplaced, I think. So this is #6. Okay, still, now that's a more serious cover, but still, you know, it's got that whimsical feel to it, that cartoonish feel, which I really liked, given the subject matter. You know, it really was an interesting way to approach it, I thought. Let me see here. This is #10. Okay, not my favorite cover, but that's #10. Okay, and this is still Tony Moore cover. Adler took over the interior art, but Tony Moore did the covers, I think, to #16. So I've just got a bunch. This is #11. Okay, pretty cool. And this is #12. Okay, so we're approaching 10 minutes. This is #13. And maybe I'll cut it off because I don't want to go all day. All right, and this one here is 14. I'll just make that my last one. So Tony Moore is going to be my #5. I like his stuff. All these guys. I mean, there's so many. There's so many. I was going through. There's so many completely uncredited comic books when you look back. Who knows who the artists were? So anyway, with that, that's my support video for CWoodard19. Greatly appreciate you having the subscriber contest, supporting the community as you're doing. I look forward to your videos. Look forward to seeing you in the chats and being active. You're a great YouTuber. Anyone who's not subbed to CWoodard, 144 is just not enough for this guy. So go ahead. I'll have a link in there. Go ahead, check him out. You will like what you find. Very peaceful, very nice guy. Collects, all kinds of different genres of books. Very interesting YouTuber. So with that, this is Silver Age Dave, CWoodard19 support video. Silver is out.